where I started was jumping the fence at the milk factory to get some milk because we didn't have money to buy milk.
Okay.
Or, running to the house next door that was empty to take the electricity box to put electricity in our home.
Wow.
So I started off not ready for society. I'm really grateful that in all of those times, and we'll run through that in a moment, that has built me up to live how I want to live. I haven't had the pressure of society telling me what to do because I wasn't brought up in that.
Okay.
But yeah, that the confidence has grown within myself. But every time when I was a mum at 14, people were like, you are screwed. And I'm like, well, watch me. Cleaning was the only thing that I had to do as a child. When I get home from school, you would clean every day. You wouldn't go out. So, you mix that in with, being my stepmom she would treat me so bad sometimes mentally, and I had no one to speak to, that the only outlet that I would have would be when I was cleaning. So cleaning became a meditation for me, a safe place to be.
Welcome to Shaking Angles, insights, struggles, failures, and learnings. The world from different angles.
Life Shakers! Welcome to this episode of Shaking Angles. Today we're going to meet Samantha Campbell. Thank you, Samantha, for being with us and taking the time to share your story with us.
You're my pleasure. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you. How are you today?
Incredible. Really incredible. Living my best life.
Of course, you're doing it. So, Samantha, tell us about you. Where did you grow up?
So, if we talk about where I am now, I am a business investor. I am the director of 2 companies and just about to open a third. I am a great leader. I'm a mother of 2, an 18-year-old boy and a 16-year-old daughter, and I live my life on purpose. Most everything that I do, I always try my best to make sure that it's a purpose-driven step that I choose to make every single day, which is why my home here is like heaven, because I wanted it to be like that. If I'm going to move somewhere, I want it to be on purpose.
I think that phrase really caught me. Living in purpose, because how easy is for us just to go in the routine, to go through what all our family society says. Like, for example, just grow up, get married, have kids, graduate college. And that's how most of us, we don't fit in that.
I definitely didn't start like that. Like, where I started was jumping the fence at the milk factory to get some milk because we didn't have money to buy milk.
Okay.
Or, running to the house next door that was empty to take the electricity box to put electricity in our home.
Wow.
So I started off not ready for society. I'm really grateful that in all of those times, and we'll run through that in a moment, that has built me up to live how I want to live. I haven't had the pressure of society telling me what to do because I wasn't brought up in that.
Okay. So, and how was for you? You didn't feel never ever pressure from society? That's amazing.
So my father is a multi-millionaire, and all he did was work, and he had lots of properties, Versace furniture, Mercedes-Benz, had everything. And my mum had nothing. So we lived in Department of Housing, and there was a lot of drug use around the home, but the home was a happy home.
Okay.
So my dad's home wasn't really happy. My mum's home was really happy, but my mum's home was what most people would call really bad, but it wasn't bad.
Right.
So when you speak to an adult now these days, they will tell you, if you say to them, oh, I grew up in a drug-infested home, or my parents were on drugs, or there was no money, we had to eat dinner in the shopping centre, in the shop, before going through the checkout. If you were to tell someone that, they would say, I'm so sorry that you had to steal the food you ate. I'm so sorry you didn't have electricity. I'm so sorry your mum wasn't awake for half of the week. But for me as a child, walking to the shop with my mum at night time, under the stars, going to the shop to eat dinner, that wasn't sad.
Okay.
Having my mum awake and the house is beautiful and everyone's talking and connecting, whether they were on drugs or not, that was a happy feeling. So what adults do when you ask them now, how was your childhood? They will look at it from where they are now. But you don't do that because that messes with your mind. You look at it from when you were that child. And I've had so many conversations with other people that have had, like what looks to be really bad childhood. And some people have had bad. But some people, it was really fun for them as a child. But then they've judged it as they've gotten older and they've come through a lot of these mental health issues. Oh, I grew up in this. My mum was this. For me personally, everything that I've been through as a child has built me to be who I am now. And I'm not going to act like that was a really sad childhood because I was never hungry. If I was hungry, I would peel potatoes or I'd eat Weet Bix with water, It wasn't...
And I think for kids, we need, as you say, the connection, the experience with your mom, it was more important than anything else.
For sure. And I needed that from my dad, but he was always working.
Okay. See, clearly it was a connection that
Yeah.
what you were after. You just remind me, my mom, she was sick since I was maybe 8 years old, and she passed away when I was 27.
Wow.
And someone close to me told me, well, at least now you're going to enjoy your life. Because all this time carrying your mom, I understand how it would be for you. That was shocking because, first of all, I didn't feel like that.
That's right.
Like, I was living with my mom. I was very happy with her. I know it wasn't the childhood, the traditional childhood for everyone. But for me, it was the best.
That's right.
And I have my mom. Like, it was amazing. I wouldn't never, ever say something. I was kind of upset. Like, I was trying to understand their comments. But anyway.
It happens, though, all the time.
Yeah.
And some people will say, oh, yeah, it really was. And they'll jump into that. But don't jump into that. Stay back. Look at the happiness from where you were. Because, you're a fitness freak. I see you. And, you were like, this stemmed from your mum. The only connection, like, I run cleaning companies and I'm a teacher in the cleaning space. But who taught me to clean so well? My mum. Because she was cleaning all the time. And the only time I could connect with my dad was when we were cleaning.
It was when you were cleaning?
Correct. We would clean his taxis, clean his Mercedes, cleaning the fence, cleaning the pool. And during the week, and fortunately, that cleaning was the only thing that I had to do as a child. When I get home from school, you would clean every day. You wouldn't go out. So... you mix that in with, being my stepmom she would treat me so bad sometimes mentally, and I had no one to speak to, that the only outlet that I would have would be when I was cleaning. So cleaning became a meditation for me, a safe place to be. And then you add on the connection with my mum, and then wherever, any job that I was into, cleaning would always be my happy place. And now I teach people around the whole world how to make cleaning their happy place. Thousands of lives have been are talking to you exactly like I am right now.
Sam, I remember that you told me when your mom, and I think it was your stepmother, she also teach you how to clean, if I don't remember wrong. And it was always for you kind of meditation, the cleaning, or it was at some point where you started having that connection differently with the cleaning?
So imagine you have so much anger, like you're so angry. Like I'm saying, my stepmom would say things that made me feel so sad, so angry. She would get me hurt on purpose. Then I would be so angry and I couldn't do anything about it. Because if I did something about it, if I told my mum would hurt my stepmom, then my dad wouldn't love me. Then if I told my stepmom would tell my dad to get angry, then he wouldn't love me. So I found myself in a position, that was my perception at 8 years old. 7, 8 years old, moving up till I was 16. So imagine all the build up of anger and hate, and there's no one to talk to. So as I'm cleaning all day, and when you clean, it's like wipe. The only time I would sit there and cry, because I'm being really still, was when I was cleaning. So how do you feel when you cry afterwards? When you finish crying, better. You feel much. Yeah. So you do that 3-4 times a week for about 4 years of your life, and then tell me how you feel when you clean. And that's how I was like, oh. And then you're bringing something that's dirty to clean. So after you've cleaned something and it's shiny, you feel the same way on the inside.
Wow, Samantha, isn't inside that you change the definition? I mean, if you tell someone cleaning, it would be something like, oh, how boring. But for you, it was a getaway.
Correct.
It's amazing. So have you changed a definition in something else in your life? In a way, like something for example, for everyone else, it's very common, it's not good, but you have found like for you it's the best moment.
So that again, give me another example. By the way, I'm a slow learner. I don't know if I told you that at the beginning.
You're not.
I really am. So do you mean, have I found like my perception on things is different to what it would be for other people?
Yeah. And it has helped you 100%.
Yeah, sure. So when I was 14 years old, I fell pregnant with my son. And at the moment, I was living with my mum and I had no help. We've actually never had help from my dad when I was living with my mum or my grandma. So I'm living at my mum's house and there's people that use drugs, lots of marijuana smoke everywhere, and I'm pregnant. Now, luckily, my dad would always say to me, he would always put my mum down for the way she chose to live. And then I would see the way she chose to live and the way he chose to live. And then I would tell my mum, do something about it, change something. Like I was so angry with how she was choosing to live, like Christmas Day, birthdays, whatever it may be, that when I fell pregnant, that burn was there. I was like, okay, I'm 14 years old. I left school when I was 12, 13. I have no education because the learning difficulties were insane. So I said, I have to get out of here. Now I have to raise a kid. It should be all right because, it's not that hard. That's what I thought. So what most people would have thought at that stage is, are you crazy? Where are you going to live? Do you have a job? I was working at the chicken shop for $6 an hour. What about your baby's dad? Is he committed? Well, he was 15, but he was committed. Yes, he was committed. So I was determined to give my child on the way a better life. But I had nothing. Most people would have said, you're finished. My dad said, you're finished. You will be on the street like your mum. And you'll probably sell yourself for money. Like he would always refer to how I could be like that. Or you'll be a drug addict on the street. You'll never get off Centrelink. You'll never have a car. You'll always be on the ground. And I'm like, okay, but I've got a kid I have to bring up. And I will not let them be brought up like I was brought up. That will not happen.
Okay.
So that fire, so the fire from my mum, wanting so much better for her, and then wanting to love my children unconditionally like my dad did when he was there. I was like, that gift was so powerful that I held it on my chest like a fireball.
Okay.
So me having a child was like, what did I want to do for a job? I was going to be a professional stripper. My dream was to have my own housing commission home and to drive a Hyundai Excel. That was my pinnacle of my dream. The pinnacle.
Okay.
I now run one 7-figure business, one 6-figure business. I'm starting to run another one and buying other ones. And I live on a home that I could never have dreamed of in my life. I'm driving the Ford Ranger 2021 model. Like if my son wasn't born into the world, there is no way. Okay. Why would I have wanted this?
That was your driven, your energy.
My son, yeah.
Okay.
So what most people would have thought would be that you're finished. That was really my power.
You're starting.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you feel? I mean, when your father told you, like, you're finished, were you thinking at that moment you were finished, or you were actually thinking, you don't know what you're talking about?
So I was conditioned from, say, 9 years old that I would always be nothing. So I already felt like that.
How did you change that mindset?
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest point. I mean, when everyone is telling you are nothing, but you are decided to not be?
No, it wasn't. Even so when I fell pregnant with my son, I needed to provide a home for him. And it was a housing commission home. And I loved it. But here's what grew me. So first my son came into the world. I had to step up heaps. And then when I moved into my first home, I got firebombed. Someone threw a firecracker in my lounge room window.
Oh my God.
So imagine you're stepping up a little bit, but now I have to move into another home. I've got to try and get another home from the government. That wasn't easy, but that wasn't too hard. But still moving everything, being so scared, having to keep going through that, like is someone trying to kill me, like all the scary things, right?
Of course.
And then at my next home, it was so beautiful. Oh my gosh! And my house would get robbed every month, 2 months. I'd come home from school, because I tried to go back to TAFE and learn more. And on my way home on the bus, before I picked up my son, the door would be wide open.
Oh gosh.
And everything was gone. I remember coming home, like maybe the 6th time or something. I'm like, oh, I can't even, they took my phone. I can't even ring the police. I don't even have a microwave. Oh. So every time my house would get robbed, I would have to work harder to replace it. But I didn't know what was happening was, I call it God, was building me to be stronger and to work harder, because where was I going to go? That was still my dream. To have my house, drive my XL, that was still my dream. It didn't grow anymore. And then like trying harder and getting a little bit of a better car. Someone's like, hey, do you want to buy this car? I'm like, this looks pretty cool. This is better than the XL. This is great. So the more and more and more and more, and then even in the cleaning industry, when I opened up my own business, I started from scratch. Nothing. But because I had no education, all the paying things, the GST, the tax, the super, the long service, the workers' comp, I didn't know that even existed. So what do you think happened on year 4?
Oh my God.
Year 5.
You had to pay all the
hundreds and thousands of dollars. No
way.
And even when I got my job, when I started the business, I was booked out in 6 months. Booked out. And then I said to my sister, do you need a job? Then I had to get work for her and me. And then we were both booked out. And then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 people later. So I was always getting pushed to grow. Always. Without me even knowing. It was like, I need to help you work. And then now I need to pay this debt off. Now I need to understand this. Then I got involved in coaching. Then I needed to do more and then be more. So currently, now, I just know that anything that I want to achieve, I can achieve it because I'm strong.
Of course you are.
So that, like, it's not really that I ever thought, like, I'm going to teach, like, I teach people across the whole world. People in different countries watch me and learn from people are changing, thousands of people are changing their businesses across the whole world because they're watching me, you know, like.
Wow.
Where did this come from? I don't even know.
Look, so you started working as a cleaner, and then it started growing. I thought I was going to say, you were going to say slowly, but basically you were booked out in 6 months. So for me, that was quick. It was super fast.
Well, I was charging $20 an hour.
Okay.
And I was a hard worker because I was trained to be a hard worker.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
My dad was like, you missed that. Get this, do this. The hedge isn't straight. You got to cut the edge properly. Go back and do it again. Then the weeds all have the stalks in the ground. You got to pull them out with the shovel.
Okay.
So learning how to be like a hard worker, people just hired me because I was like, yeah, no problem. I'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. So when you get someone that's a hard worker, it doesn't matter how shit they are at their job or how great they are. You just want them on board because you can teach them. So I had the most amazing people teach me what they wanted in their home, and then they loved it. And then my sister was a hard worker because I trained her and my mum trained her.
Okay.
And then the people that were around me, if you were a hard worker, you could come on my team. And still to this day, if you don't put in incredible effort, you can't even be a bookkeeper for me. Every person in my circle are hard workers. So yeah, of course we were booked out. I had 8 people. Year 2, we had 8 team members, but $20 an hour, like the cost was $45. You know, it was so bad. But we all had jobs. We were all happy. We all had so much fun. And we gave people their life back. So it's great. Yes, I'm paying for it now. Yes, I am. But I wouldn't change 1 second of it because now I'm a teacher in this space because there's no one that teaches how to run a successful, profitable cleaning business with team members in the world. People can teach you how to run a business, do your numbers, but how to become a great leader and have your team becoming even better people, investing in your team, the systems that you need to deliver incredible results without you doing the work. Now that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah. Look, and I can see you are a motivator.
Yeah.
I see the stories on Instagram with your team, and it's amazing. I mean, how you relate to them, how you connect with all of them.
Of course.
And it's really good. At the end, I think we are all looking for that, to have a really good environment where we feel appreciated, where we enjoy what we are doing, regardless of what we are doing. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if it is the best job, but if you are in a job, in an environment with people who are just harsh, and it's very difficult.
People... And this is the thing that I realized a few years ago, is every person is a person. We're all grown up babies in big bodies. That's all we are. There's the little Samantha is grown up in a woman's body, but she's still Samantha. The Prime Minister is still he's still the boy he was when he was 7 years old. But I think, it's so hard to keep a strong, like even being, a CEO of a couple of businesses and a single mum, there's a lot. It's so hard. There's so many obstacles that come in your day every day. How do you maintain your energy when someone's like, oh, Sam, I don't know, I'm like, can you just speak? Tell me what you need from me. Now, some people will say, wow, that was really rude. I will say, you're dragging a line out for 2 minutes. I don't have the capacity in my mind to hear you go, hey, Sam, talk to me now. And the more busier you are, the less time you have, period. So when my people call me, my team call me, yep, what do you need? Yep, great, awesome job. Thank you so much, amazing, great. Or there's no, hey, how was your day? We do that, yes.
Well,
but when people are calling me because they need something from me, now, again, some people say that's really rude. Or why are you so, so fast? Because I don't have the time. Now, some people might not have the energy. Some people might be going through some mental health issues and they're the owner of a business. And they need to be like here all the time with their 500 team members. It's not always going to happen. Businesses like this, roller coaster, you'll be winning, boom, down, up, down, down, up. You're expected to be on this straight line the whole time. It's not that easy. So I feel like if we connect with people, and this is, as a business owner, I think there's so many people that shouldn't be in business that are in business because they just don't like people.
Well,
why would you do that? I don't know. I'd just get a job being a lawn mowing person. It'd be great.
Look, Samantha, you mentioned that you didn't have education, but I'm very attracted that you mentioned that you went back to TAFE.
Yeah.
And I have the feeling that you were always trying to improve yourself.
Correct.
So can we say like you always had the mindset of improving, or there was something that shift and make you gain the confidence and realize, how did it happen? The Samantha of, let's say, 20 years old with all the problems that she has on, and then the Samantha of today who has the confidence that she can achieve everything that she wants.
I think the confidence people have said that I've been confident since they can remember.
Okay.
But I don't think it's confidence. I always knew that I was different, and I was conditioned that I was different. Around my brothers and sisters, my stepmom would be like, you're the outcast. You're the one that's loved the least. So if you think about it, when you think that you're not worth anything, and then that's just your place. You just get comfortable with who you are. But who you are is just who you are. And I think the more that people say to you, as I grew up, I really love being around you. I'll be like, oh, that's nice. They'll be like, no, I really love being with you. You did this for me today. I felt like this around you today. I'll be like, oh. And I would ask a little bit like, what did I do? They'll say, oh, this. Now, at the time, that was my self-worth.
Okay.
So I would do everything to achieve that until
Okay.
one day I saw, like, okay, I can see that you're getting your worth from the wrong thing. And then there was a couple of sexy things that I used to do in lingerie, you know, with a little bit of Snapchat. And then one day I said, why am I doing this? And then I could see it was to get that attention, affection, that worth.
Okay.
And then I think it was about 3 years ago. I took my eyelashes off. I took my fingernails off, like my fake nails. And I said, that's it. I will not have anything make me feel like I am this or this. It'll come off. People said, what are you doing? You look like, you know, you've just had, what's that? Chemotherapy, you've got no eyelashes. I'm like, I don't even care, because I didn't, they were all gone. So like at the beginning, the confidence, it wasn't confidence, it was just me being who I was and not having that. I never hung around people that were cool and had money or had status. I was always the bottom of the line. So I was all right with being that. I didn't need to have anything. And then as I grew, even the achievements now, people are like, do you celebrate your achievements? I'm like, this is just who I am. I get up and choose to do what I do every day. I don't need to celebrate me. Sometimes, like now, I'll tap into that energy or that emotion and I'll just look at what I've done and I will feel so proud of myself. Like right now, you can see that coming out of me because I tapped into that emotion. And that's... like, I'm so proud of who I am and the choices that I choose to make. I'm not obviously perfect. There's choices that I don't choose to make. That I choose to make that are not good for me either. But yeah, that the confidence has grown within myself. But every time like when I was a mum at 14, people were like, you are screwed. And I'm like, well, watch me. Like, I don't care. This is my kid. I've got to look after him. I've got to put them through private school. I've got to get them a house and have the most beautiful bedroom with beautiful toys and food in the fridge every day. And I never missed that one day. He never went without. Both kids getting there and getting there.
It's amazing how something that everyone was talking about, a difficulty or something that you were screwed because of that, and it was the blessing for you.
Yeah, so much. Even with the cleaning business, people say, I'm so sorry. I'm like, sorry. I know profitability and numbers like the back of my hand.
Okay.
When I train someone now, I can tell you in 48 hours if they'll be a fit or not. Actually, within 24 hours. I'm getting it down to 12, but 24 right now.
Okay.
So yeah, just how much the hard things, how much they serve you. You'll never, unless you get there and you understand. But we just couldn't be here without our past.
Yeah, that's right. Look, and another thing that I'm very amazed is the fact that you took off all the makeup, the eyelashes, and
Yeah.
that's a standard in our society.
Yeah.
We have to be wearing and looking whatever.
Yeah.
But you are now very confident. I haven't seen you with makeup.
Oh, so I never really do wear makeup, only sometimes. And I just put these nails on only for a photo shoot the other day. But I actually like them again now.
Yeah,
but these nails will not define me. So I know that now.
That's different. Yeah,
Now,
it's different because of the reason why you are doing it.
For sure.
You are choosing, you're conscious. It's not because you want to reflect an image.
Correct.
Or a parent.
Yeah.
Since I was little, one thing that everyone was telling me, like I didn't like to brush my hair. And I have curly hair, usually.
Wow, okay.
So usually it was like very messy.
Me too. My hair's actually really curly too.
Yeah, but it was a transition to get the confidence and be with my hair how I was. Like now I choose to have my hair like this because it's practical. I save so much time.
Yeah.
So it's totally different that I'm choosing to have it because someone is, asking for it is because of the way how I should be looking.
Yeah.
So I went crazy for some time and then I said like, oh, you know what, it's easier to save a lot of time.
Yeah. It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
When you realize why you're doing something. I think that day when I was literally in lingerie in my mirror and I was about to send a little something and I was like, I will never do this again. Delete off. And I even stopped going to the gym, which was not good. But I realized the body, because I lost 35 kilos in 12 weeks just by working out for like 3 hours a day and eating really good food, fasting. And my body was mint, like sexy as a Wexy, sexy. And then I said, I'm not even going to the gym for me. I'm going for this body. And then I was like, that's it. I'm not doing that. Okay. Well, then I got to 110 kilos. But now I am going back to the gym, but for my mind. And I'm like, as I get on the treadmill and I'm like walking fast, I'm like, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go and do legs. And I'm like, well, let's go and do legs.
Okay.
Do you know, like just that being playful for myself? Like if I want to go to the gym, I just want to go. And if I want to do this, like, because I really do love the gym and doing like, So now I understand when people say that if you speak to real gym fanatics, it's not about the body, it's about the mindset and what the gym does for you. And I didn't realize that until I just started going back now. So
you have to get into the routine to realize the energy that you get after the exercise.
Yeah.
Like it's very, very difficult that I miss gym. You're saying like I'm freak.
Yes. I see you all the time. Running all the time.
No, but it's because I guess I'm getting addicted to the feeling after exercising, and then I have all this energy to do everything that I want. So, and when I say everything that I want, I work as an electrical engineer, and then I go and I keep working in fitness and learning about this, which is kind of new, like something that I'm doing formally for the last 3 years.
Yep.
But it's been more than 10 years learning about it.
Wow.
And it's something that really drives me. So, look, I have realized that you have shaken your angles from different areas in your life.
Yeah.
And I really admire you. Look,
Thank you.
Samantha is an honest person, authentic. I really love her personality. Doesn't mind how to say it. She just say it. And that's really cool. Like, not many people do that. I guess for some will require courage.
For sure.
But also...
People love it. Every compliment I ever get, which is like every day, you're so authentic. I love you because you're so authentic. I'm like, I know, because this is just me. Now, why don't you be you so I can see what you look like, who you really are? Because it's, pulling open not really your chest, but pulling open the covers and saying, this is who I am and I'm okay with that.
I think it requires to be trained to do it.
No.
When you haven't done it since you are little, because they are in another mindset. So were you always like that?
Yeah, because my dad's outrageous. And I think my grandfather was also outrageous. So my dad, he would just, like, he had he's like short Italian guy, right? With a bit of a belly. God, I love him so much. And he had these little swim undies on, these blue swim undies with red checkers all over the back. And he was like tanned, like fully tanned. He just looked so funny. And he would like start dancing like in the middle of Coles, like the Michael Jackson dance. He's just always so funny. So funny. But he'll be funny everywhere. Like, excuse me, can I have the kebab? Are you going to give it to me for free? I'm like, can you not embarrass me? But he was just like silly all the time. And I loved that. So I imitated how my dad was.
Okay.
Like, I really love that. So I just was like that. And I'm too a little bit funny sometimes.
Sometimes? Oh my God.
Yeah. So I think I just brought that with me. I've always been like this. Sometimes I did try and be somebody else. And it just, it was so boring. And I was like, I don't know what to say. Do I just stand here? This is awkward. People know it's awkward. I'm awkward. They're awkward. I'm going to go.
It is like that. When we were trying to hide our feelings.
Yeah.
It's very awkward. Well, we're very close to finish. But before we go, what would you tell to someone who has no money, who are in a very difficult situation? Like, we could say they're screwed.
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
So in this country, there is always a way. For example, go and do some exercise. Maybe jump on a local community Facebook page and ask, does anyone have any bottles? Maybe I'll go, you split your 50-50. But I mean, there's so many jobs out there that you can work, and there's no reason to be unemployed. Zero reason. There is the housing rate. Even if you can't get into, even if you're homeless, Department of Housing will pay for your hotel, which I got help with once. They will pay for your hotel until you find a house, as long as you find a house. So really, the money isn't an issue. That's no issue at all. You save the money and you learn how to do something. Like I do free Facebook videos on how to clean for free for people to watch. You want to be a cleaner? You want to advertise a cleaning service? Go onto my page, How to Shine, and learn. If you want to be a mower person, like when I put my ad on the advertiser, I didn't have a vacuum or a mop or a spray bottle. Literally, it was Samantha's Home and Corporate Cleaning, working with a smile, fully insured, $70 for the month, charging $20 an hour. I worked for an hourly rate, and that's how hard can it be? I didn't have family support. I didn't have people saying, hey, do you need help for the kids on the weekend? Like I would bust my grandma's chops. Can you have them while I work a bit late or whatever? But the baby's dad wasn't around since he left when Thomas was 4 weeks old. So there is no reason you cannot make it. But if you really want to make it, you will make it. If you don't, then just stay where you are. Let it burn a little bit. Just burn in your own shit. And then you will get up one day when the burn is burning so much that you have to get up. I say that to myself all the time. You want to lose weight? No, not yet. Okay, great. Go eat some more chocolate. Go. And then I'm burning when I'm eating the chocolate. I'm burning. And I'm like, well, you want to go to the gym tomorrow? Oh, yeah, okay. You just didn't get up again. So it's only you're battling. There's nobody else.
Yeah, that's right. And I guess sometimes also when we are in the situation, finding a different point of view, a person who's not in the same situation can give you new ideas, new options that sometimes we don't see.
Yeah.
Also, if they are employed and they want to get the business, what is the best suggestion that you can give them to shift the mindset, to understand, and look, that suggestion is for me. Okay. Because I grew up in a family where for us it's more having a job. Everything was just get a title, get a career, and then get the job.
Yeah.
And for me, breaking up that scheme, feeling the confidence that I can do it, it's been a long journey. So what would you suggest to that people?
So, for example, if tomorrow you quit your job and then you started a business, so you got your business name registered, you got your insurance registered, and then you started advertising for people to pay for your podcast marketing, and then you were advertising for great people to come on your podcast. Now you advertise, in a week no one even liked your thing. Okay, so what are you going to do next? You're going to knock on the 7-Eleven doors, knock on McDonald's? Would you maybe do a Facebook? As long as you never stop trying, you will never fail. You just can't stop. You'll be like, and that's the thing. A lot of people are like, but this is my income. I need, for me, I was like, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I'm going to end up back in a hotel in Housing Commission, working at a fish and chip shop. That's the worst thing that can happen to me.
Okay, that's right.
That's the worst. Or I might have to ask someone to sleep on the lounge. Gosh, that'd be so bad. The worst is not, we are so lucky in this country that the worst is nothing compared to, in other countries. It's nothing. So I think, number one, if you think that you would like to be in business, a business with no team is a job. So if you are thinking to leave your job to jump into another job, and then you're responsible for paying yourself forever, you're going to be losing money everywhere. I'm going to try this for marketing. That didn't work. So are you ready to lose? Because you're going to lose. And are you ready to work harder than you've ever worked before to get into another job? And then if you think, well, maybe I'll have team members, and the team members, I can help build them. They can help build the business. That's going to be great. Then you've got to be a leader. And being a leader is a really hard job. So again, you've got to invest in team, which then might not be a return. You might invest, like I just said, I've invested over $5 million into team members, And out of those 183 team members, I have 7. And I'm ready to be at that complete broke period that I might have to clean a house one day. Because like me cleaning a home, I actually like it. That's not even a bad thing, you know.
Yeah.
I probably would lose some weight and get some exercise at the same time. You know? So
That's
really just getting ready for that, to be in that mindset. Like there's a lot more like them just jumping into a business, but realizing when you're jumping in from a job to another job, then you are responsible for your whole income. That's really important. And then having team members, you're responsible for their income as well now. And you're responsible for how you lead your team. And they have to grow, because if the team aren't growing, they're going to be out. You have to get more. So you got to be prepared to grow them. So it's and I think you're not just built like this to be able to do that, or maybe some people are. But everybody that I know that achieves real greatness has been built through that grind. Through eating noodles one day, turning up to a restaurant and saying, I can't eat dinner. I'm just going to stay for the water and I'm going to go. Like, be ready for that type of stuff. And it's totally okay. You're not the only one.
No, it's amazing. Well, the takeaway from my angle today is we have to do the things for the right reasons.
For sure.
Not because someone else is asking for it, but because I have real reason for myself.
Boom, chakalaka. That's right. That's right.
Do you have any other takeaway?
No, we've been through some good stuff. You guys have heard some stuff no one's really heard before. So it's been, look, I'm super proud of myself. Every day, I'm proud of myself. So just be proud of yourself. And if you're not taking action, then own up to not taking action. And then sit in the burn until you get up and take action.
Burn. That's very important.
Burn, baby, burn. Thank you very much.
Guys. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I'll see you in the next episode.